Welcome back to Thrive with Nancy. This is the podcast where we eliminate the static that is getting in the way of your career success. It's for women executives who are on the rise and don't want to be held back any longer. So today we're going to be talking about the glorious gift of failing. I know. Glorious and failing together. I promise you we'll get there, but it'll take us just a minute or two. For me, for years, the term failure was always a hint at some ominous permanence. Like if I fail, it's forever. And if you choose to relate it solely from this context, you've trapped yourself in a mini death of sorts. Allowing such a limited attitude seriously to reign anywhere, even supreme in your world, has you missing the life-birthing opportunity available for you to unlock all the possibility and potential that exists inside of you right now, right this minute. So what would you prefer drawing more into your life, death or life? Because honestly, it's always your choice. Let's look at 3 points of wisdom you might want to meditate on until they saturate your heart, the very center of your being. First, rise above the fear of failure. The mere thought of failure, not even actually experience it, holds you small and keeps you from pursuing your big possibility desires. The reality is, these seemingly daunting bumps in the road are indispensable to achieving your ultimate outcome. Some even say failure is the opportunity to fall forward. I love that. Magnificent stretching dreams provide you with the opportunity to try something new, and they're designed to develop your persistency muscle. This response attitude is an essential element of the DNA of successful executives who trust the process of moving outside their comfort zone. In fact, research studies reveal that walking hand in hand with success is failure. They see that executives who are succeeding are ones who are more comfortable with the stumbles and falls that some of us call failures. And you'll discover, as so many going and walking before you have discovered, the triumphs you experience through failure are far more satisfying than any of the fears that hold you still and immobile, since they rest in the bedrock of doggedly moving through the barriers stifling you from being all you can be, no matter how overwhelming they may be appearing at first. And believe me, some of my worst failures I thought were going to hold me down forever. But I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I wouldn't be who I am today if I hadn't gotten back up. Sometimes I've even said to myself, if I'm going down, I'm going down on fire. That's the attitude I want to instill in you in this podcast. The second is stick-to-itiveness. I love, and it's old, it's even before my time, but I love that phrase of Winston Churchill's, never give in, never give in. Never, 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 in nothing great or small, large or petty, never give in except to convictions of honor and good sense. This is a 1941 quote used as a sage response in the face of Britain's failure. The prediction was, Britain is out. And Winston stood up and said, never, never. And he brought them back from the edge of disaster. And no wonder, as this particular clarion call was delivered in the midst of crushing losses in World War II, where the fate of England, and in fact the whole world, was doubtful. It was said at a time when to give in or to fail was not an option. In your life, you may never face failure with such far-reaching consequences and repercussions as was losing World War II. However, You will encounter battles where getting back up against all the odds is required to actualize the life and career you are intended to achieve. And you know that in your heart of hearts. The third is allow ahas to settle in. Part and parcel of the illumination process emerges out of the setbacks. Great ahas come in the worst possible times when you failed. Oh, I see a new way of doing that. But only, and only is the operative word here, if you're willing to dig in for the lesson and search for the lesson, knowing that it's there. Research from Stanford University absolutely reveals a correlation between the executives who are at the leading edge of their field of endeavor and their high fail rate. In other words, the ones at the top are failing more. Don't you love that statistic? One of the reasons I love reading the autobiographies of business executives, and I think that it's really worth noting, is how their stumbles along the way led to insights which were transformative and turned into the very foundation of their future success. Little did they know that at the time. But that's why autobiographies are so amazing, because as you read the failure that they went through, and your heart breaks for them. And then at the end of the book, you read the triumph. That's a life well lived. If you decided to be more open to the concept of fail, F-A-I-L, sometimes acronyms help keep it remain top of mind. At least it does for me. Here's what I came up with, and you probably can do better, but this is the one I say to myself. So think of those. F-A-I-L is nothing more than a future altitude investment to lift off your career. So when I'm in the midst of it, I'm thinking, whoa, look at this. It's an altitude investment. I'm lifting off soon. Maybe you want to think about it that way too. Are you prepared to change your perspective? You have my permission to fail. You have permission to fail by everybody, but perhaps yourself. You see, you're human. You're never going to go through life without making mistakes and failing. Do you now perceive the possibility at the core of failure to celebrate the learning that arises out of pain, or as a breakthrough you'll soon realize? So as you counter the harsh realities of harnessing these new insights, what can you conceive or imagine you can create out of the failures you experience? You see, as you accept failure purely as a normal human occurrence, you develop, you grow, you prepare, and you become empowered to leap into the next whopping challenge of your career and into your success. Congratulations. I hope you got some real ahas that you're going to take on as your own, because knowledge isn't enough. It's putting that knowledge into action that produces powerful results in careers. Okay, so I hope you're feeling energized, ready to knock down these failure barriers that may be standing in your way. Are you ready to take this one step further in your career? What's holding you back? Imagine working with me to take on your strategic edge right now. Can you imagine how much more effortless and faster your career march to success will be? The reality is, those who make it to the top know they've never gotten there all by themselves. Test it out. Sign up for a free discovery session with me and see if I don't help you generate ideas that you can hold on to for your future. Check it out at www.thrivewithnancy.com/executive/. You'll see the free discovery 45-minute call. Register for it. I would love to support you at the next level of your career success. I'm thrilled you've listened to the Thrive with Nancy podcast. My intention is to offer quick tips designed for you to apply right away, ones that will boost your career immediately. I bet you're already considering ways to implement these new ideas. Perfect! Now, if you do me a favor, pass the podcast link on to those who will benefit, your friends and coworkers. Thanks so much.